off. Can you believe it, from the Vikings? I mean, yes, believe it. It has happened, and the Vikings are moving on. They have a date with the San Francisco 49ers next weekend. How about George Kittle, tight end for the Niners, recognizing Kyle Rudolph? Remember, who started off kind of back in the offseason and during free agency. There was a chance that he wasn't going to be with the Vikings, and ends up making the biggest play of the season for this team. Feed the tight ends, says Kittle, as those two tight ends will be on the same field next weekend with the Vikings heading to Santa Clara to take on the Niners.
Won't be saying that next week.
No, you're right. And now let's listen and then see what Kyle Rudolph had to say from the locker room after this one.
I'm just so proud of our guys. I'm so happy. So many guys in that locker room. This is what we play for. This is why we work as hard as we do. This is why we've done everything from April 15th till now, is to play big in the playoffs, and we're going to San Francisco next week.
You get the ball in overtime, and what happened? I mean, are you guys feeling what when you get the ball there to start overtime?
We want to score. They have a Hall of Fame guy on the other sideline, and he didn't get to touch the ball in overtime. So we knew that we started the preseason here with a touchdown drive to open the game, and we needed another one to win in the playoffs.
Kyle, ball's in the air, and you're fighting for position. What's going through your mind right now?
I mean, I played a lot of basketball in my life, and they brought all-out pressure, and Kurt gave me a chance, and I just go up and get the rebound. Go up and get it and make a play to help our team win.
Did you know it was your play, was your primary? Did you know that?
Yeah, once they brought pressure, I knew the ball was coming. Like I said, we were one-on-one out there, and Kirk made an unbelievable throw and just gave me a chance.
You talk about how nobody gave you guys a chance, not seemingly, at the end of this game. How much of a chip was that coming in?
I said on Thursday that this team seems to respond to doubters and seems to play better when we have something to prove. And that's just the mentality of this locker room. That's the kind of guys we have. And it's going to be that way for the rest of the run. And we got to get back to work because we got a short week, and we're going out to San Francisco to the 1 seed.
So here's a look at what we will see next weekend, the 6th seed. Moving on, the Vikings traveling to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. That'll be the Saturday game on NBC, 4:35 Eastern time. That's 1:35 out here on the West Coast. And as we get you set for the next game, the final game of Wild Card Weekend, that'll take place in Philly. Jadeveon Clowney, you see right there, getting warmed up with the Seahawks. He's ready. How healthy is he? He's going to be a big part of the Seahawks' defensive effort against the Eagles. Talk about that game next.
Excuse me. Real quick, obviously, man, a difficult loss. I felt really at the end of the day they made a few more plays, enough more plays than we did. Took us a while offensively to get going. I think they did a handful of things to kind of hinder us in the running game. We finally gained a little bit of momentum in the second half, but I thought defensively we held up. You tip your hats to Minnesota that they deserve to win, and it's always difficult when it happens in the playoffs. There's no follow-up games, so you go from there. Many questions.
Did you get an explanation on the last play? Did you think it could have
been that wasn't. I didn't see any officials. I saw Mike. We chatted for a little bit and saw some of the other players we coached in the Pro Bowl and congratulated them, and they did a good job. They played well.
Did Minnesota, the defensive line, bring anything different?
Well, we got a little bit more of a run front on early downs. They played some jam, some things to make it a little bit more difficult. Like I said, I didn't think we particularly ran the ball efficiently enough in the first half. I felt like we found a few things in the second half to begin hanging our hat on. We had a handful of minus plays. Our third down numbers at the half, I think we were 1 of 4. We struggled in protection early, obviously, and that time of possession in the first half and the time of, the amount of snaps you have when you're struggling on the third downs that we had were, ended up. You felt like there weren't a lot of snaps to begin with in the first half. So I thought they did a good job on the third down plays. we needed to be better. And then it was a fairly low-scoring, tight game throughout. And look, they made more plays than we did.
So take a look at the Saints, nearly unbeatable in home playoff games since 2006. In their first 6, they were undefeated. They were scoring over 33 points a game in those 6 games.